But anyway, I'll just stay on. Hopefully it's still, right, I'm on the Wi-Fi, right, okay, cool. So, not done a live in a while, did a couple while I was away, but I've not done any since I got back, just because I've been so busy with work. And I've also been quite a bit tired, to be honest. I was a bit knackered when I got back, just with everything that I was doing while I was traveling. I was trying to squeeze a lot in. And so today, I just thought I'd do a bit of an update. I did a video, a live video, on my 3-month review on using the journal and getting on with my goals. Right, so I always talk a lot about achieving success and various things, and there's lots of areas of life that you should be aiming for success. I mean, doesn't mean you have to chase money or anything like this, but you basically want to live a life with intent. And it's good to have, a target to aim at and continually be living in accordance. That's like your identity. You live in accordance with it. You work towards it every day. So I talk a lot about this. And what I thought I'd do is, I'm just reading, because I record everything in the journal, how I'm getting on with the goals that I've set. And we're about 3.5 months in. So like I said, I did the 3-month review the other week, and what I noticed then was, when you get, this is what I say, it's like, how do you know that you're getting results? Well, there's three, I think there's, within a 6-month period, there's about 3 big points where you should be checking in with yourself. Obviously, you check in weekly, you hold yourself to account, but over a longer period, you're constantly checking in. But in 3 months, the bigger areas are after the first week. So once you set like new goals and you start working towards them with new habits, after the first week, you should be seeing if you're comfortable with it. After 3 months, you then want to look, how do you know you got success? Well, that would be, have you got established routine? Are you sticking to your habits? Because a habit takes roughly, if you do it every day consistently, it can take you, they say, about 4 weeks or a month. But I find that it takes about 3 months to really get it ingrained. So after the 3-month period, you should have habits introduced and reinforced. Doesn't mean that you've got like your results at that point. So if you're like, working out, you want to get in shape, it generally takes longer than 3 months. But if you start, like, you've not been to the gym before, you start in the gym, within 3 months, what you will notice is that you got a routine. Like, you go in, you know the movements, you're used to the movements. Hello, how are you doing? You might not have lost a load of weight or gained a load of muscle by that point, but things are starting to show and get easier. So that's what you see in 3 months. By 6 months, you should start seeing some results. So I'm now at about, my new routine with the new journal, I'm about 3.5 months, approaching 4 months in. And, at my 3-month review, I can't remember when it was, but I did a chat about it. It's here, right? So I did a chat about this a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And what it says here is my reflection. Firstly, this is the first time that I've consistently used my journal every day. I've been journaling for years, but there's always been the odd day that I miss, and it's usually when like I go away on a trip. Sometimes I literally just write in a notepad and then transfer it later. But this has been the first time that I've took this journal with me every single trip, everywhere I've been, and I've recorded things in there. And I'm starting to get some movement. So currently, how I'm doing today, let's have a little look at my goals. What did I record in here? So I've got 4 goals, right? I always think, how many goals should you have? I think you only want, at any one point, you only want 1, probably 2 at the most, primary goals at anyone. Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, so you only ever want to work on about 1 or 2 primary goals. Right? It's best to have 1 primary goal. Maybe that's your business or your career or whatever, right? And then you might have another 2 supplementary goals. So in my case, I've got 4, right? I've got, let's say, I've got 2 business goals. I've got 2 businesses. My main business is my primary goal because my main business is the one thing that gives me the comfort, the life, money, to allow me to do everything else, basically. So it's so important, so that's always my primary goal, right? And then I've got a second business, which is obviously the e-commerce business with a journal, right? That is kind of moving into a primary goal, but it's always been like a passion project. But I'm going to give you an update on that. And then I've got one about investments and wealth creation. And then I've got another one about my fitness, right? And just to recap how I'm doing on this. So the first one, my primary goal, main business, right? Talk a lot about goals. How am I doing here? Because this is super hard, right? This is my software business. I've currently, out of the 5 big tasks that I need to do, I've ticked off 2 of them, and I'm about to tick off a third, right? But the ultimate goal here is an amount of money in licensing, right? So I'm kind of on the way. We're about waiting for a decision on a project, and if that drops, it'll just be more than double the goal. But so it's on a knife edge. We're at the final stages. So that's how that's doing. Not got the result yet. I did not expect to get that in 6 months. To be honest, I think it'll take 12 months, that one. But I'm doing everything I can. My job is to tick off the things that I'm doing, and I'm saying I'm doing, I'm working towards. I'm going to tick another one off soon, and I'm working towards a third one, which I could complete in the time, but it's like that. Second business, I've got a goal here of an amount of sales of the journals every month, and I think I might be able to hit that in another 2 months, because just a little update, I've started using the EOS scorecard, the Entrepreneurial Operating System scorecard out of the book Traction. I've implemented it for the e-commerce business. Now, I've been tracking this now for 9 weeks, right? Actually, I've got a 10th week to put in, which I'll be doing on Sunday, but I've been doing this for 10 weeks, and here's the highlights. It's hard because I can't show you, but the highlights of this are the amount of, when you first start an e-commerce business, it's really hard. If you want to do it organically and, start selling on Amazon and everything, organically, it'll take you forever. It'll take you 2 years to get off the ground, right? So the only way, if you want to, I looked at it and I thought, right, is it worth me chucking money at advertising and really getting this thing moving quicker? Because every month that goes by, I want a return from it, and I want to see some success. And so you can do it the organic way. I know someone else that started an e-commerce business, and I was like, are you going on Amazon? They're like, no, I don't really want to, because it costs too much money. You don't make any money. I was like, yeah, but you're hitting a massive market, getting customers very quickly. Yeah, you might not make much in the way of profit, but in terms of penetration, growing your brand, you can really chuck money at it, right? So this is something that I've decided to do. So I took the opinion that I am just going to chuck money at marketing and see how it goes. So I spent a lot of money, right? This, like I said, I've been tracking this for 10 weeks. The amount of money we was chucking at this in the start of the journey was crazy. I was spending like, I remember like £150 a day on advertising, maybe more than that, right? It was crazy. Now, that has swapped from, and we're getting scant sales, right? So how has it gone? The sales of, I think by the end of this week, the sales between them 10 weeks will have gone up 3 times from when I started tracking it. So 3 times as many sales in a week, right? And instead of spending £150, £200 a day on ads, we've dropped that now to, say, 37 tops. So what it was like was the sales were here, and the ads, and this is small, it's a little side business, right? So the ad money was crazy per month. And you have to do this and like, paying influencers and everything. And we're getting a few sales. And I knew the cost of them first few sales is going to be very high. So I took the opinion of like absolutely bidding it in the nuts, outbidding the competition, because every single sale I got from the competition was a potential long-term, like lifetime customer, say, and it was worth buying. So I was overpaying, not making anything. And now we're just now, after these sort of like getting on to our third month of this on Amazon, and we're just moving into profit. So if I look at the amount of, I know the amount of sales that we'll have by Sunday will easily be 3 times what it was 10 weeks ago. And the ad spend has been third, you know what I mean? So we're spending a third of the money on ads and getting 3 times. So we're now going from, this was ad spend, that was product sales. We're now doing this. And it's only just creeping there now, like that. Now, if I look at the trend, I think next month will be like that. Basically, I know this is a long game. I'm looking at, say, 2 years, what it would be like in 2 years. So have I hit my goals on that? Well, the amount that I set for the end of the year, I think I might get in another 2 months. I might do. Hopefully. But certainly we should hit it by the end of the year. So I am looking forward to that one very much. So I think we've hit that one. My main business is going to take a bit longer, I think. I've done what I can, and we're about a decision away from absolutely smashing it, which we should hear soon. Begin investing my investment portfolio. So I've got I've just had a meeting, financial advisor. How is that going? Well, I've got money in there. What he did me a solid actually. So he moved my pensions, right? And it's not as big as I thought, the pension. It's not worth, I've got some pensions that have been carrying over. And one of the bad things that I'm doing, which I've been guilty of since I've had my tech business, which is 12 years, I've not put a penny into pensions because I've just been investing it back into the business, right? And I now will start back investing into the pension. Crazy the amount of things, like obviously spending a bit on like lifestyle and stuff like this, and I'm going to switch and start really investing. So he's moved the pension into a new fund, and here's what happened, right? He showed me on a graph, when he cashed out the pension from where it was and then reinvested it, the date that he cashed out was about a week before, I don't know if you know, but the markets crashed when Trump announced his tariffs, right? And it's bounced back now. But the markets crashed for a day or two, really bad, and then they started to creep back, right? And he sold it about a week before that. Cashed out my pension at the high point. Because if you follow like investing crypto was the same, and then it took a bit of a dip, and it's coming back up. So he sold it at the high point, and he invested it on the lowest day of the market. And I don't think he did it consciously. It's just when he moved my funds. So I think it was like, when was it? Like 4th of April or something was the lowest. If you look on the S&P 500, I think it was something like the 4th. Whenever that date was, that was the date when the money got invested. And what are we now? No, I think it might have been like, yeah. So since then, it's come back up. So we're about a month. And I gained 15% in 1 month in the value because he invested it at the smart point. The drop was so big, sold there, invested there. I didn't even do anything. They reinvested it and it's come back up about 15%. So I was over the moon about that. The other stuff on this goal, I've not really been hitting, to be honest. I have done 2 of them. So I've moved the pension. I've stopped spending silly money, like in basically spending capital that I should invest. I've invested all that into my businesses instead. and I'm just about signing over a continuous flow of money to invest. So hopefully I can take that one off soon. I'm not sure about that. I've always been not the best saver, to be honest. I've always thought, oh, I'll just make more money, but no, I need to start. The last one, this goal here, which is about my fitness, I don't know. I've ticked 4 of the 5 off, but the one that I haven't ticked off is a big needle mover, and that is controlling diet. I have tightened up, but I'm still eating too many calories. I've sort of started leaning out, but I'm not. I am late on a cut this year because we're in June. So I don't think I have done the most I can on that one. So after this live, I'm going to go straight to the gym. And it isn't just the gym, it's the diet as well. I need a bit more restraint there. So I need, I've got to do it. I eat well, but I'm eating too much. You know what I mean? At the minute, or eating maintenance, which means I'm not cutting. So yeah, that's how I'm doing. In terms of overall, like day to day, I seem to be doing all right. Very consistent, journaling every day, ticking things off. But not every day do I tick off all my 3 things. That's one area I need to improve. Although sometimes I do other things in the day, so that's fine. So yeah, it is, I think it's going well. This is why I like it. This is why I like recording, because obviously just recording it every day means you can go. I love reviewing progress. I love reading it back and seeing when I tick things off. It's absolutely mega. That's the best thing about it. It's like you can go back and see, and then at the bottom where you got the correction. One area that I keep correcting myself on, something I'm struggling with at the minute, is my sleep. I don't know what to do about that. I think part of it is because I set really ambitious goals and I've got a lot on and my head's spinning basically. But yeah, focusing on sleep. I got a good night's kip last night, but with the travel, like I was absolutely knackered when I got back and struggling to sleep and this, that and the other. So this is an area that I need to focus on a bit more over the next few weeks. I've got to get it dialed in again because I got it really good. I don't know if you ever looked at sleep, but I got it to the point where I was having solid sleep every night, like completely blacked out the bedroom, made it comfy, right temperature, everything right, that you can. Well, not completely blacked out, but as much as I could. And I just need to return to that and get it tightened up. You know what I mean? Some of it's habits, like trying to do too much, late on, screen time, all these little things like that. So I'm just going to be tightening them up. But yeah, that's an update. I think I'm fairly on track. Not everywhere, but the best thing about recording it in a journal means you can actually, there's no lying, is there? Because I've got it here now. I can see what I've done and what I've not, what I said I'd do, where I'm slipping. Like that one now on starting to reduce calories for a cut. I've got to sort that out. Got to get on the investing one. That's crazy. I just looked at, had a bit of a chat with him earlier and I was like, fucking hell, God, the amount of money I've missed investing and this, that and the other. And then my main business, obviously, I've got another tender to write. I've got to get it done. So I'll be working on that next week. Couple of days, get that done. Hopefully wait for this decision and that's it. Yeah, should be able to, smash some goals. So now, that's it really. I'm going to get off to the gym and sort that out. Hopefully, next time I do this, end of the journal, should get some proper results. That'll be probably about, how long have I got left? A couple of months or so. Yeah, end of August, yeah. So, but by about maybe certainly by the end of the year, should have some mega results, you know, because that's what I like. I like to hear other people's success journeys, and I like to be able to because I go on about it, about the system, creating an identity for yourself, creating some goals, and then working towards them every day, doing 3 things a day, working towards your goals. I go on about this, all my videos. I like to be able to prove it, I've been doing it for years. I've got a lot from that, because some of your goals, they don't have to be absolutely huge. Sometimes it's just like, you might want to get in, particular health or your diet, or it might be like, I don't know, you want a professional qualification, something like this, you want to start a new business. So, one of the big achievements that I've had, obviously, is starting the e-commerce business, which is now starting to return good sales, and it's going up month on month. So as long as that happens, that'll be another big success. But we'll find out when I finish the journal, and then I get on to my next one. All right, I think that'll do. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, go and have a look at my other videos that I've done. I'm just thinking about a few. Maybe check out the one that I did, which is called How to Turn Your Passion into a Profitable Business, because that's what I did, My passion for journaling, created my own, wrote the journal, self-published it, got it printed, got it selling. And I've got other products coming as well. Quick one, just got, where are we? Oh yeah, these are coming next. The pocket citrons. So I've started to get some stock. There you go. I carry it. Where's mine? Carry mine in my pocket. I use a rough cut one, and citron is so powerful. So this, I've talked about this in a few lives, right? This is a placebo, but don't underestimate the power of a placebo. Apparently it's about 40%. So citron is one of the best crystals for manifesting wealth, results in your career, in business, abundance in business, that kind of thing. So it's all about manifesting success. And all you need to do is get a small, I've got a big one, but all you need to do is get a small crystal, stick it in your pocket, right? And carry it around. It weighs nothing, basically. But for me, just having that there, it's like a little, it is a placebo. But if you think about what a placebo is, well, it's the power of the mind to apply focus. And if you want to get results, you need a couple of things. Obviously, you need a positive mindset where you've got focus, and it's like a visualization, isn't it? I mean, or an identity that I call it in the journal. So you create that identity, right? Which is, you visualize it. It's like a target that's on the horizon, and it's all in the mind. It's like a direction. Once you have a direction, all you have to do is start working towards it. So just having a direction or a goal alone is not going to get you anywhere. You have to work towards it. So the crystal, having it in your pocket, which is about manifesting success and abundance, gives you extra focus. So, because it weighs nothing, I just carry it. And I think it's worth the placebo effect alone just to have it there. So I've got some. I'm going to start giving them away. You can buy them, like they're on the, I think, $2.99 or whatever on the website, or you get one free with a journal, and just all you have to do is pop it in your pocket. And I think just by having that, it's worth carrying. I carry it everywhere, just for the placebo effect alone, because there's nothing like having a positive mindset. It's like I've said in another video, what are the 2 things that all successful people do? You look at any successful person, right? There's 2 things that they all have, right? First one is they never use negative self-talk. They always use positive language, positive mindset about themselves, which is like mindset. And the second thing is they're prepared to do the things that other people are not. So they understand things like delayed gratification. They understand that big results take time, years, and they do the hard work in the background when no one's watching consistently. They do the hard things that most people want, quick fixes. They just want a shortcut. No, successful people know there's upfront investment. Everything takes time. So they're prepared to do the hard things. And that's why I think it's worth having a pocket Citroen. Just bang in your pocket there, feel great. All right. So yeah, I'm going to be sending these out soon once I get everything sorted. Right, I'm going to shoot, go into the gym. All right, thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe. See you all next time.